I got to learn about Apex Legends new season 29 early and the new legend Axel, as well as some good changes to Vantage and Conduit. So I wanted to talk about what's coming. We've got some interesting little snippets, screenshots, and details that you might want to check out. So let's jump in first with Axel, the new character coming to Apex Legends. It's been a little bit of a while. Her passive allows you to have more control whilst sliding, and really does mean more control. You can slide around corners, you can slide with a lot of control in really unique ways. And this passive is just the start of Axel's movement-based kit. She really is a true movement legend through and through, and a lot of movement players are going to be really excited about her. When it comes to her tactical, she can throw down a speed gate. The name is Nitro Gate, and it's a little pad that's thrown onto the ground, and when you go into it, it gives you a high-speed slide, which allows you to close gaps quickly or move up onto better positions. It's allowed to be used by all players, so it's kind of like in the same way as a jump pad. You put it down, you could use it, your teammates can use it, your enemies can use it. It's a really fast-paced sliding movement boost, basically, which is pretty cool. And as you can imagine, that ties really well into Axel's passive, right? You can get a speed boost from the tactical and also get more control while sliding. So together, that creates for some really fun movement. The ultimate is quite interesting. It stays away from the pure movement and focuses on dealing damage and setting up a potential opening to push a fight. It's called Kickstart. It's an enemy-seeking drone. You'll throw it out and it will go forwards in a straight line, and if it comes into contact or in range of an enemy, it will seek onto that enemy, hit them, and knock them up into the air. It will do a decent amount of damage and be a great opener to start a fight. All in all, Axel's kit sounds simple on paper, and I think it really is. Like, there's not a lot of complex things going on with her kit, but there's going to be a really high skill ceiling when it comes to her movement. Much the same in Octane's case, right? Octane has one of the simplest movement abilities kits in the game, but he's one of the most fun because you can really take that to a lot of awesome areas when it comes to tying in wall jumps and tap strafing and super glides and all that stuff. Next up, we've got changes to Vantage and Conduit. And Vantage's change has really got me quite excited. She has a canted sight built into her ultimate, so you can swap between the sights. You've got the normal zoom and then a 2x red dot, which is really cool to use up close. Vantage's sniper is already really strong, and I think being able to swap between the two scopes is going to open up a lot of potential for her kit. The ultimate also has faster draw and aim responsiveness, as if this wasn't good enough already. I think it is one of the most underrated weapons in the game. And they've improved Echo. When you throw Echo now, you will be immune to hard falls. So it's basically Echo plus Horizon's passive, right? So no matter how high you are in the air, you're going to do a nice fast slide out of it. Even if you get some, like you just go straight up into the air vertically and land back down, you're going to get a nice little bit of a slide. You're not going to hit the ground with a big splat, which is really, really cool, and it's going to give her a lot more flexibility with movement. And also, if you track enemies with her spotter's lens now, you'll get ultimate charge, so more bullets to shoot enemies with. Pretty cool. She also gets a new upgrade called Herd Tracker, and with that, when you ping one enemy, it will track the entire squad of that enemy. So you got a little bit more recon power there too. We've also got some changes to Conduit. So Conduit now has 2 charges of her tactical into her base kit, so that's built in. It's no longer an upgrade. And she gets extra speed now when she runs towards skirmishers. So everyone can run towards skirmishers and get a speed boost. Conduit can run towards her allies and get a speed boost. So now, if she runs towards her ally skirmisher, she gets a double speed boost. Not really sure how much bonus movement speed that will be, if it really will be double, but that'll be fun to test in game. She's also got some new upgrades. She's got an instant barrier upgrade, which will give her temporary shields immediately instead of having to slowly tick it up with her tactical. And enduring barrier will allow her tactical to regain temporary shields even if she's taking damage, which is quite nice. Apex Legends has also added some new features to the game, including Death Box Respawn. So with this, essentially, if your teammate dies, you can respawn them on their death box. It takes 7 seconds to do it, but it means that you won't have to go and hunt down mobile respawn beacons or the actual static respawn beacons themselves. It does have a cooldown system though, and the more times your teammate dies, the longer you have to wait before they can be revived at their death box. And as I understand this will be put in all game modes, including ranked, and I think it's going to really change the flow of gameplay. No longer will you have to feel that pressure of trying to hunt down a mobile respawn beacon and just getting thirded across the map from anyone who sees the respawn come in, and you can just do it straight on the death box as soon as you want to fight, which allows them to get back into the action quicker. Obviously, they still need to respawn, so people nearby will know what's happening, so it's not like there isn't a moment of vulnerability there, but it cuts down that pain and also the downtime trying to get to the next respawn beacon. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how this shakes up the meta. We've got new Battle Pass skins, of course. We've got Crypto and Conduit as the leading legendary skins in this one. And you can see the weapons as well. We've got a Nemesis and an RE45, which can be seen as the reactive weapons. Well, the Nemesis is a legendary, the RE45 is the reactive. And then we've also got a Universal Mythic coming to the game. These are the Twin Razors, and they will be dropping in overclocked seasonal packs. I don't know how that system works. I haven't been around for long and recently to know how that works, so sorry for the ignorance there. Someone fill me in the comments, and maybe I can pin the comment on how seasonal packs work. In terms of other balance changes, the L-Star is going to the care package with a new hop-up. With this hop-up, the longer you fire the L-Star for and the closer it gets to overheating, the more damage it will do and the larger the projectile size will be. So it could end up being quite a monster, especially in Rampart's hands. So I'm quite excited to try that. The car SMG will then be brought back to the ground with this change and lose its special hop-up, the Disruptor Hammer Point thing. So it will be just a good old standard car SMG back on the ground. Let's talk about map updates next. Broken Moon, Olympus, and Storm Point will be the maps in rotation this split. And interestingly, they've removed Tridents from Storm Point and Olympus. I don't know if this is temporary or permanent, but I feel nostalgic about my Rampart Trident days already, but you know, I guess the fast-paced movement meta of all the abilities getting amped up over the last few seasons means we don't necessarily need a Trident anyway. They're also making some Broken Moon changes. They're improving some rotational options around the map and adjusting the zip rails in some way. Their goal is to give zip rails the fun and quick rotation options within POIs, but they're reducing the number of zip rails that connect POIs together to stop people just zooming across the map to third party every nearby fight. I think that's a good change. So there's less zip rails in general. It's going to take a little bit longer to travel between POIs to try and cut out on that third party action. I definitely think that's a good change. And then we've got some information about solo queue matchmaking changes. This is going to be applied in the later stage of this upcoming first split of the season. What they've said is solo queue players will be slightly matched against lower tier ranks and players in unranked to help balance against 3 stacks, with the overall goal to help boost the solo queue win rate a little bit. So essentially, let's say your diamond rank, you may be more likely to go up against plat 3 stacks instead of diamond 3 stacks with this change, and it may help to ease the experience in unranked as well, where you're more likely to be matched with players with a lower skill rating, at least 3 stack players with a lower skill rating when you solo queue into unranked as well. So that's pretty interesting. I'm really excited to get back into Apex Legends content, so stay tuned and there'll be more stuff coming. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about the new season, and I'll see you in the comments. Cheerio.